Welcome, everyone. It's Matt Boyer here, aka Madman. And today I'm lucky enough to be speaking to Ricky Shetty, daddy blogger. How you doing, Ricky?
I am amazing. I am daddy blogging at this moment. I have three kids who are both under five. I forget already.
I know.
A 4-year-old. I got a 4-year-old, a 2-year-old, and 10-day-old. So
I was
yeah,
say it's a fresh one. There's a fresh one in there. I know that.
Fresh one, little baby. Yeah.
Well, I have to say what I love about watching you, because it's very apropos that you're putting on this social media mastery conference, because you're living it, right? You live it on a daily basis, and I think that's what's cool. And what's cooler for me as a dad as well is seeing that your kids are involved in the activities that you're doing, and I don't know if there's an event that you haven't been to in the last 3 weeks anyway, probably longer than that. But I know when I'm getting there, then you're already there, or you're there shortly thereafter. So really commend you.
I have kids' toys here on my desk, so these are my kids' toys.
Oh, excellent!
This is a Lego figure. So even now, I'm working, but hey, I have kids' toys on my desk.
Yeah, well, that makes it not work then, right? Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Well, I wanted to bring you on today just to talk a little bit about the social media mastery. How did it come up? Sure. How did it come about, and what are you expecting for this year?
Yeah, thanks for asking me. Thanks for having me on the show, and thanks for watching. If anyone's watching live or on the recording, definitely wanted to add value here to everyone watching. I'll talk about social media generally, and then we can talk about the conference. Social media, I definitely think it's the biggest marketing opportunity for any and all business owners. So if you're an entrepreneur, if you're in business, if you're a nonprofit, if you're a charity, but social media is the way to go to market and to create awareness. So what I found is that there was a lack of social media education and training on a localized level. You can definitely go online and you can get resources on YouTube and Vimeo and a lot of websites. Matt Astafan, my good buddy and one of the speakers, has a great meetup. It's called Into the Masterminds. A shout out to him. Definitely go there on Monday nights. There's a conference in Victoria called Social Media Camp, but you got to go take the ferry over, fly over. So I felt there wasn't a lot of localized social media training in Vancouver. So I was like, it's hard for me to get to social media camp. I got to take a ferry, you got to book a hotel. And there's so many people here in Vancouver, BC, Canada, who could benefit, who will benefit, who want to benefit from social media education training. So I basically felt there was a need for this conference. So I basically responded to a need in the marketplace. I was like, okay, social media is hot, and there's not enough social media training and education. So let's create a solution. And that's what entrepreneurs do. They see a need and they provide a solution. So that's what I did. Last year, February 21st was the first Social Media Mastery Conference. We launched it, and within 21 days, we had over 100 tickets sold, and over 200 people ended up attending. And we had an incredible event, 220 attendees, and it was the start. From there, we went to Blog Mastery, which is a 2-day conference. Then we went to Internet Marketing Mastery. And this year, we do it again, all over again. Social Media Mastery coming up June 4th, and then Blog Mastery in September, Internet Marketing Mastery this November.
Excellent. So the date for this one is June 4th, the Saturday. Mm-hmm. And what time's it get going? It looks like, based on what I see, it looks like a pretty full schedule. So
yeah. So it's a typical conference schedule, which is a 9 to 5. But it's an atypical conference in terms of it's not a conference at all. It's not an event. It's an experience. So you have to actually be there to understand what that means, because it's an experience from beginning to end. And I don't want to give away too much, but there will be a red carpet. There will be a welcome drink on arrival. When you walk into the conference venue, you'll be shocked at every sensory level, including mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. By the end of the day, you will walk out feeling like a social media rock star. And you'll walk in probably feeling overwhelmed. Social media, I don't understand it. It's hard to manage. I don't know how to make money at it. By the end, by 5 p.m., we pretty much guarantee that you will learn all the steps to social media success. If you feel you haven't benefited from the conference, we give you a full money-back guarantee.
Yeah, well, just looking at the lineup that you have, I can't imagine that people won't be able to walk away there with some excellent information and stuff that they can implement right away. maybe talk about some of the people that you have lined up, Ricky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we have a very structured, systemized, and a strategic programming. So if you go to a lot of conferences, it's very random. You'll go to like the morning will be one talk, and then the end of the day will be one talk. But there's no interconnection. It's not interconnected, and there's no flow between first speaker to last speaker. What we have done, we've created a model where there's a flow between speakers from keynote speaker to keynote speaker to keynote speaker. Each of the keynote speakers knows who the speaker ahead is and what they've talked about, and who the speaker is after and what they've talked about too. So it's a 5 steps to social media formula. So 5 steps to social media success formula. Those 5 steps include strategy, following, management, engagement, and finally conversion. So we go from strategy, teaching people about strategy, how to build up a social media strategy. Then we go into how to build up your following on social media. Once you get your following, how do you manage your following? How do you manage multiple different platforms? Finally, how do you engage? How do you get more likes, more comments, more shares, more retweets, more regrams, more snap shares, right? More Blab viewers. How do you get people engaged on Blab, leaving comments, sharing the content, right? So it's engagement. And then finally, it's conversion. So how do you get people from platforms to actually buy stuff? So we're doing a test marketing here on the Blab interview. We're doing a test, seeing how many people are going to watch it, and then seeing how many people will buy a conference ticket. It might fail miserably, and we might have no people buying a ticket. But hey, we've tried, and we've also educated in the process. So hopefully, even if no one buys, we still have done our job, which is to educate, to add value, to inspire, to mobilize people, to empower people in social media marketing. So once again, the 5 steps include strategy, developing a social media strategy. Once you develop the strategy, building up your following on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, Google+, Pinterest, Periscope, Blab, Snapchat, and so on and so forth. Once you build up your following, how do you manage them using like apps on your phone, right? So if I show you my phone here, I'm going to pull up my phone here in real time. So that's my phone, and you see all the different apps. Yeah. So you got the social media apps. You got like your YouTube, your Meetup, your my LinkedIn, my Safari. I have 4 different Facebook apps. I have my regular Facebook one. I have my groups one. I have my pages one, and I have my messenger one. I have Trello over there. I have WordPress over there to manage all my WordPress. My GoPro to manage all my video marketing, and YouTube is video marketing. I have Snapchat over there, and then I have iTunes for my podcast, and then that's my blog. So that's how I manage through this device called a smartphone. And I think all of you watching have that. All you need is a smartphone, Apple, Android, and you're golden. Because everything is on here. Every social media platform, every WordPress, a blog, your YouTube channel, your ability to capture video, your ability to capture photos. My daughter reminds me why I do what I do. We have everything that I need on this device. My purpose, my mission, my values all focused on my children, my legacy, right? The social media is all how I make the money. And finally, my PayPal is in there. That's when I get notified. You've just made a sale. You've just made a sale. You've just made a sale. That's my favorite notification in the world.
Absolutely. Other than if you start getting calls from your children, then that'll bypass the PayPal. But until then.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, obviously, if I get a phone from Rihanna Ryan, that bypasses any other notifications. Yes.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. And I think what I hear from you is that regardless of where you are in social media for oneself or your business, is that there's going to be something to gain here, because I mean, everyone could use more followers, right? Like everyone could use a bigger audience. Everyone could have a better understanding of how to monetize those things, right? So that part sounds fantastic. Talk about some of the people that are going to be presenting there, some of your experts.
Yeah. So what I did is I targeted every social media expert I could find in Vancouver. So literally, I have every Vancouver social media expert attending, speaking, or sponsoring that I know of. I mean, some people couldn't; they're out of town or whatever. But I have starting off the day is Shane Gibson. Shane Gibson is a really world-renowned speaker. He charges $5,000 plus for his keynotes. Really well established. He has major clients. He has a couple of different books as well. So really authority in the social media space. He is our opener. After that, we have Avi. He's actually a global speaker. He has clients around the world. He has an office in Dubai. in the Middle East. He has an office out in India, and he has an office here in Vancouver. So he's well established globally. He's speaking about the following, creating a global following, which he has done and which he is doing, and which he'll teach you to do too. Then we have Kat Stearns, who's we always want to have a female represented too, and she's definitely a guru. She was backed by popular demand. She spoke in Social Media Mastery 2015, and she was one of our most popular speakers out of the 10. She stood out, and by attending guest feedback and surveys, we invited Kat back. Kat's back Kat's back, and finally, next of all, we have Jonathan Christian, really well established in the Fraser Valley. We make stuff happen. Lots of different clients. He does a lot of speaking globally in the U.S., Canada, and Europe as well. So Jonathan Christian's talking about engagement, and he's really good at engagement. And in terms of age demographics, he's a little bit older, if you want to call it that, but he's really social media savvy. So you can never be too old to be on social media, and that's why we're getting younger people and older people and people who are in their 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s. And even crossing the 60 mark, right? Jonathan just turned 50, by the way, so he's in his 50s, just over 50, and he knows it because he shared on social media.
That's right. Yeah.
We have speakers who are just like in their early 20s, so it's wide variety generationally and kind of age-wise. Then we have a conversion expert. I think everyone knows who that is, Matt Estefan, yes. And he's going to talk about conversions, Facebook ads, internet marketing, sales funnels, that kind of stuff. Then we go into our lunch and learn, and we have a lunch and learn with Bosco Anthony, who's really well-known internet marketer. We have Di Manuel, who's really well-known again. We have the top social media experts. He's a social media influencer, a blogger. He has both a personal brand and a business brand. His personal brand is Moose is Loose. His business brand is Fitness Town. He has built both successfully simultaneously. And you could be a business owner or a personal brand, and you can learn from Di how to do both. We also have panels. We have our platform super panel, which includes a Facebook expert, a Twitter expert, a LinkedIn expert, a Google Plus expert, our Pinterest expert, our Snapchat expert, and a Periscope expert, Francis Sweet. We also have our industry super panel, which includes corporate marketing managers and social media managers, including Flight Center. We have Blends Coffee. We have Spud, and a few more. So we also have 20 different sponsors at the event. We have Launch Academy. We have Our Town. We have, I need to actually pull it up because I forgot all of that, man. smmastery.com. There's actually all listed, all of our speakers, all of our sponsors, the programming, the schedule, the Twitter handles, the bios of the speakers. It's all on smmastery.com. Our panel is, our other sponsors are Our Town. We have Launch Academy. We have Social Shopper. We have Idea Lens, which is a virtual reality technology. We have Spud. We have Hotarusha. We have T-Guy. We have Commodity. We have Mealshare. Granola Girl. Autoforum. Autoforum is sponsoring the speaker arrivals in some of the best luxury cars in the world. Matt Estefan and the team, they're arriving in a Ferrari, a Bentley, a Rolls Royce, a Porsche, and a Jag. So you're going to see at the conference, it's more than a conference, and it's an experience. I'm giving you guys little teasers. When you go there, it's going to be kind of like an Oscar ceremony with the red carpet, the fancy car arrivals, the lasers, the smoke. So there's a lot we're actually going to surprise people with, but because you watch this interview, you're getting a little insider sneak peek because of my connection to Matt and because you're watching on Blab. But most other guests, and by the way, the attendees are not called attendees. They are guests. This is our home. We're inviting them in. They're the VIPs. We're going to treat them like rock stars, like royalty. We're going to make sure that the experience of the guest is the best it can be. So we call them guests because we feel that that's what they are.
I love that, Ricky. It's interesting because some people feel that, social media can be disconnected in some ways, right? Because of the technology and that sort of thing. So the opportunity to really, roll out that red carpet and invite them in and have them learning about how they can connect and how they can engage as well as be feeling connected and engaged with is just a fantastic combination. Combination. So I'm glad that you're putting the two together. If you wouldn't mind, I know that you mentioned the website. Could you just put that in the chat box?
Yeah, just SM Mastery, which stands for Social Media Mastery. It's SM Mastery.
Okay.
So I can write that in. Here we go. SM Mastery. It's not what you think. It's not S&M Mastery. It's just
That's a different conference. That's a totally different conference.
It's not called S&M Mastery. A whole different ballgame. It's a little play on words. A joke. But SM Mastery stands for social media. There's no and. It's not S&M. It's SM.
That's right.
Anyway, smmastery.com, hashtag SM Mastery. If you go to all of our channels, we have Social Media Mastery on Facebook and Twitter, and we're basically targeting all the platforms. We're here on Blab. We're going to be doing Periscopes. We're doing Facebook Live. We're doing Snapchat marketing. We're doing Instagram marketing. We're doing LinkedIn marketing. We have Nargis who's talking about LinkedIn. So we are basically doing what we're going to be teaching, which we're basically blasting ourselves across all of social media.
We're going to be trending, I take it. We're going to be trending that day.
Yeah, I mean, last year we trended nationally, we trended provincially, and we trended locally.
Yeah.
So we trended across Vancouver, across BC, and across Canada. Well, our goal is to trend globally. We have a social media team who is fully focused on trending globally, who's fully focused on audience engagement on social media, where we're engaging the sponsors, engaging the speakers, engaging the guests, not the attendees. We're engaging everyone who's a part of this experience, both physically in the event, but also virtually. We have a virtual live stream that you can connect with as well. We have Facebook Live. We can do some Blab interviews at the conference. We can do some periscoping and live streaming, and basically create a hybrid between the physical in-the-person conference and also virtually. So you, as a viewer now, you could be in Europe, you could be in Australia, Asia. You can watch it live as it happens. Plus, you can get access to each and every one of the recordings. So we love you to be there in person if you can fly out to Vancouver, or if you can drive out to Vancouver if you're local, or if you're across the way, you can sea-bus it across, the SkyTrain across, or bicycle across it, because we're really bike friendly. But if you don't have any means to get here, then you can definitely watch it through this device, the desktop, the laptop, the smartphone, the wearable. So you can watch it through any and all forms.
Yeah. It really sounds like for those that are local and have the ability to get there, really need to be there to experience. Sounds like it's that the red carpet. A lot of people don't experience that, and I know that's like just the tip of the iceberg for you, Ricky. That's just that's just the entrance piece, and there's so much more that's going to happen. And even just based on what I know of those speakers and the experts that you have, I mean, the engagement that they're going to provide and the opportunity to rub elbows with them, throughout the day, they're going to be around, aren't they? That's typically how they operate.
Well, yeah, we have an after party too, by the way. I didn't really. So there's so much I keep forgetting how much is happening myself. So the venue is called the Center for Digital Media, and it's right near Main and Second, the heart of the city. Free parking. There's public transport. It's walkable from a SkyTrain.
Yes.
We looked at all the variables. People don't like to pay for parking, including me. Yeah. People like taking a SkyTrain or bus in. We like to be central, so we can get there from the Fraser Valley or from the North Shore or from West End or from downtown. So it's very central, near Main and Second. Yeah. If you guys know geography of Vancouver, Main and Second is very central. That's why it's called Main. Main is kind of the main part of Vancouver. So it's near Main and Second, and it's the Center for Digital Media, which is the only place in all of Canada where you can get a master's in social media and digital marketing. Wow. So it's a perfect venue for a social media conference.
Yeah, no, that's excellent.
We picked the venue, and we're having an after party, which will blow you away as well. We have Elixir drinks. It's a dry event, no alcohol being served. We believe in it. It's family friendly. We want to actually invite teenagers. If you're a teenager watching this, the ticket's on us. If you are under 19, we want to support you, and we want to give you a complimentary ticket if you're 19 or under. If you have a kid who's 19 or under, the ticket's on us. Because we believe in empowering the next generation. I'm all about fatherhood and family, as you see behind me. If I don't live it, I am basically living out of sync with myself. So you, as a teenager, are welcome to come. It's on us. We'll sponsor you to come. Even if there's 100 teenagers, we'll find a way for 100 teenagers to come. Because I'm actually heartbroken by what's happening with the teenagers online, by sexting and online bullying and harassment and keeping up with the Joneses and peer pressure. And that's all happening through the power of social media.
Sure.
Unfortunately. So what can we do? And what can we do using social media for social good? We can actually help teenagers be educated on how to prevent bullying online, how to prevent cyberbullying, how to prevent sexting through Snapchat or through other means. So this is a big topic that's relevant to every generation, not only the speakers from 20 to 50 plus and beyond, but it's also relevant to our kids, our teenagers and beyond. Yeah,
I think it's a great point, Ricky, because some may think, well, I don't really have a business, or I'm not really, I'm not looking to monetize, and the reality is that this is the foundation, right? Like understanding how these platforms work, regardless of how in depth you choose to use them, is going to be beneficial to hear from these people that are, again, you called it mastery for a reason, right? Like these are experts in their field. They're doing it. They're a day-to-day basis. They're on the forefronts of that technology and being able to understand that. So even if for people that have questions, I'm going to, I've put in a code there. I want to bring it up. I was at an event last night and met the CEO of Picketic. So it's great that you're using them.
Oh, really?
They're as well.
Yeah, I'd love to connect with him because I want to get him to come to the conference too. If you can connect me after this interview, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, no, it was fantastic meeting with him. Yeah. And same thing, he's very people driven. Right, very people driven, and that's what this sounds like as well. So,
value systems are this. Sorry for interrupting. Value systems are this. We're people first, planet second, profit third. We're not a profit-driven conference. We're a people-driven conference. So our conference, the whole tagline is social media for social good. You'll see what we're going to be doing. We're actually be blessing a lot of people who are less fortunate than us. So you'll see at the conference what's going to happen there, how we're going to use social media for social good. If you can't afford it, come as a volunteer. If you can afford it, use the promo code. And at my heart of this, my heart behind all this is about people. At the end of the day, I will make profit because my numbers are good. We have a lot of attendees coming who are each paying at least 100 plus. Plus, I have sponsors. If you're interested in sponsoring, go to sponsors.smmastery.com. I'll put the link. If you're interested in sponsoring, getting a sponsorship kit, click on this link. We have all ranges of sponsorship from an entrepreneur who's just starting out. We want to help you. If you're a big corporation, we want to help you through what we're doing. And if you're anything in between, we want to help you. If you can't afford it, we want to help you. If you're a teenager, we want to help you. So we're driven by people, not profit. So we would love to see you there. If you're a speaker, sponsor, volunteer, attendee, blog ambassador, social media guru, yeah. If you're Matt, if you're Matt Man's friend.
Yeah. No, the one thing I just to clarify for those that either want to bring their kid or for teenagers that might be watching this, how do they go about getting a ticket?
Yeah, go just type in promo code VIP Teenager and you'll be able to register for free. VIP Teenager. So go here, VIP Teenager, and go ahead and register. And we're doing this on a trust basis. So if you're a teenager, if you know a teenager, we'll do it on a trust basis that if you enter the promo code, you're in. And just don't abuse it, obviously. Just this is just for teenagers only. And you'll be able to come in. We want to support the youth because I feel there's a big crisis with the youth of this country and this world and this globe. And if we don't empower our youth, social media could actually be used as a tool for good or bad. They're predators, they're pedophiles, they can steal pictures, they can do nasty stuff with it. We all heard what happened with Amanda Todd. You know the story with Amanda Todd, Matt?
Yeah.
So bullying, cyberbullying, she ended up committing suicide. So it's just a tragic situation. So we want to prevent more Amanda Todd-like situations. So that's why I'm basically wanting to support the next generation. It actually makes me emotional.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate that. I mean, it's again, it's really generous of you to look forward, forward to the next generation and look to assist them. And really, I think that, again, knowing kind of who's going to be in the room, the impact of the engagement that they'll have by rubbing elbows with all those people would be positive for anyone to experience, let alone what you have planned and the generosity and the different, plans that you have for the guests that you say. The other thing I wanted to bring up is just we haven't really talked about it. So the main ticket price is $197, which is phenomenal. And I thank you for allowing me to have the promo code, which I've put in there. And that promo code is going to give $100 off. So that's really making a ticket $97, which, again, knowing who's in that room, most of them are stage speakers charging over $5,000 a pop. So to know that you're going to have basically access to them and them providing information for, less than like $10, $20 a speaker is phenomenal. I mean, people really have to understand that value, that even if you're able to get in and see one or two, you've by far exceeded the value of what you're paying by the information that you're going to receive.
Yeah, I mean, look at it this way. If you are going to the conference for $100, and if you implement any of the strategies, you will easily make your return 10, 20, 100-fold, right? And if you're not happy with it at any point, we stand behind what we say. You get your $100 back. It's, for us, I'd rather have you happy rather than get you $100. That's not important to me. People before profit. So I would rather make you as a guest happy. I don't want to have unhappy guests, unhappy customers, unhappy attendees. My goal is to have every guest who's in the room, all 250 people, amazed. Wow. And I think that's going to happen. We'll see. But if it doesn't happen for you, feel free at any point to let us know. And, we can even give you a comp for the next one because I believe in what we do. And I've done it for a few years now. We did it last year, and we had a very happy guest base. And a lot of them are coming back. So we're going to pretty much double. I don't know if they'll double attendees, but we're going to definitely increase attendees. It is currently the biggest social media conference in Vancouver, over 200 attendees annually. So we'd love to see you there. And definitely use the Matt's promo code. It's Mattman, like Pac-Man. Like Pac-Man.
That's awesome, Ricky. And again, it's just it's great to be able to support the conference this way. You're taking care of the next generation. You're taking care of people, regardless of whether they're looking to make money or not. There's something for everyone. Absolutely, there's something for everyone. Again, I know you have my good friend Di, who's going to be the after party. I mean, if anyone's going to talk about monetization, someone who's left a corporate job and is traveling the world, is a pretty good person to listen to. So, fantastic lineup. And I want to thank you for your time. I don't want to take much more of it. I know that we'll hopefully be able to do some of the interviews with some of the speakers and get a little bit more for the people to get a taste of what they're going to be seeing. But I want to thank you for your time today, and we'll look to push this out and get more people to the event. I know I'm looking forward to it. And again, just based on the lineup and who I know is going to be in the room, I know that I'll learn some more new things myself. So really appreciate it.
You're welcome. And if you wanted the tickets, definitely check out smmastery.com and sign up with promo code Mattman, like Pac-Man or Batman, but with the M. So sign up with promo code Mattman. Matt's going to be interviewing the speakers leading up to the conference, so stay tuned for that. We're going to get you'll get to know the speakers on a more intimate level, like the way you got to know me through this interview. My heart, you saw me kind of sobbing up when I talked about teenagers, is really family. And when Matt starts interviewing the other speakers, you'll get to know the heart behind what they do. It's not about profit, it's about people. And they're all doing it for different reasons. And you'll find that out through the Blab interviews that Matt's going to do. So make sure you check those out. Follow Matt on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and Blab. Follow me as well. I'd love to connect. And if you have any questions about the conference, it's ricky@smmastery.com or just go to smmastery.com and you can leave a comment or question there. Thanks for watching, Matt. And thanks for having me on, Matt. And thanks to all the viewers for watching live here.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, Ricky. And we'll see everyone at the Social Media Mastery Conference, June 4th.
And remember to follow #SMMastery.
#SMMastery. Okay.
See you later.
Sign up.